What's up, TikTok? What's up? Um, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get uh all of y'all on at the same time. Let me see, what did I do with my other phone? I have a somewhere in here. Well, I can get everybody on here. I have my iPad here, but hold on, let me see. Can I get Facebook? It's probably dead to the doorknob. Yeah, it's dead. It's dead to the doorknob. Um, I'm gonna figure out something so I can get everybody all at one time. But this is something that I'm still trying to work out. Work it out. All right, so keyboard thing. I'm not a keyboardist. I am not a keyboardist by all in means whatsoever. However, I like listening to stuff with people who are playing stuff on the keys, and I just like to try to see if I can actually learn how to play stuff that keyboards players be doing to the best ability. I am not a keyboardist. I am not certified, bonafide, qualified by any means whatsoever as a keyboardist, but I'm more into the organ than that. But for those who know me and some who don't know me, I took sick in 23. I'm not gonna tell the whole story because that could be kind of emotional. But I took really sick in 23, and it was definitely unexpected for sure. Did not see that coming, and so basically, um, yes, it was definitely I'm gonna call it the life and death situation, so to speak, because this illness came upon me and didn't know that I was that sick. I just thought that maybe I twisted my side or something like that, and just thought that maybe I got up the wrong way, something like that, and thought that was my issue. But kind of find out, I actually ended up with that is called walking pneumonia. And then as the days were going by, of course, well, actually, I let a whole full day go by, but I did let some hours go by, which I should have gone to the hospital, which is funny because I work at the hospital and I should have gone on in and turned myself in to get checked out. But again, I thought that all I had was going on with me was I twisted my side and gotten up the wrong way, moving. And the cold thing about it, all this how it happened when I was at work. And so basically, I went home and tried to dock myself up to get better, and to my unknowledgeable self or whatever, I thought that was my situation, and it actually made my situation worse than what it actually was going on. I had no idea that I was literally about to expire. And some of y'all probably don't know what that means, but like kick the bucket basically, from what was going on. So that's basically what was happening. But like I said, I didn't know I was sick. I just thought that maybe I twisted my side. I had this massive pain, my back side to my chest on my right side. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, if it's somewhat over the left side, whatever, in the middle, then I might be having a heart attack or something, or a heartburn or whatever. So then, a whole lot of things going on in my brain at the hour that this all transpired. And this cold thing about it, like I said, I was at work when it happened, and I worked in the hospital, so it was kind of like, suck this up, so to speak, get to the house, take some stuff, and then maybe this pain would subside. But it seemed the more I was taking stuff, the more it increased, the more I became uh, sicker, and not knowing that I was getting sick by the rapidly to the point that actually I was literally actually getting ready to expire and didn't know that's what was happening at the moment. So I just assumed that I can get through this by taking the various different stuff, Motrins and vitamins and all that kind of stuff, which I was already doing before I even got sick to begin with. That's the cold thing about it. And still, when I realized that nothing wasn't working, that's when I knew I was in trouble. Especially when the wifey came home, was like, "Yo, what's wrong with you?" Falling out, falling down, getting back up, falling down. But I still was stubborn. I still didn't go to the hospital. But like I said, I was at work at the hospital, and I was literally, well, it seems like a mile and a half away from where I was at in the hospital to the ER. So, anyways, I made my way, and slowly I was decreasing or getting worse, I guess, um, deteriorating and didn't know it. I can laugh about it a little bit, but it's not for sure. I promise you that. I promise this. On if I ever had enemies out there, I promise you, I wouldn't want none of my enemies to even have, or even catch, or even experience this, because this is worse than 10 times worse than getting COVID. Because the thing about COVID, it's gonna knock on the door. Hey, I'm gonna give you the snibbles today. Tomorrow, I'm gonna give you the cough. Hey, you about to have a little headache. It gradual comes on. Like, when I mean that, those little things, and I say little things, but they may be big for others, actually come on. Hey, I'm gonna start messing with your chest. You're gonna have a little, some little discomfort in your chest, and have some little breathing issue. Hey, it's gonna knock on the door and let you know, by the way, now you're gonna have the fever coming on, or the chills or whatever. So, COVID, in my opinion, gives you a heads up. Hey, I'm on my way, and it may start with the nose, sniveling of the nose. It may start with the sore throat. It may start with whatever. It's gonna start with diarrhea, whatever. However, one way or another, COVID is gonna knock on the door and let you know that it's coming. But this walking pneumonia didn't knock on the door for me and didn't heads up on this time around. 15 years ago earlier, I actually had to call it that because it's 2025. So 19 years earlier, or 19, 20 years earlier, I had to knock on the door with the walking pneumonia. Hey, you sniffling at the nose. Hey, I'm about to make you fatigued, tired a little bit. And it was giving me the heads up about to get sick with something, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just me having an allergy attack. All right. Hey, your eyes just gonna start dribbling and drizzling, and I had to drizzle the eyes. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, must be catching the cold or something. But then it kept progressing for one thing to the other, and before I knew it, I was coughing, and that was the proper part I didn't want happening, was the cough part. Now, allergy doesn't attack me like that, so I knew when the cough came, I knew something else was happening. I didn't know exactly what it was. And then me being extremely fatigued, tired, like I could sit down and be minute and relax, chill out, and I'm back on my feet again, and I'm like road runner. And then the next 2 seconds in, I'm like burnt out. Like, I'm like, what's happening here? What's going on with this? I'm trying to Red Bull, and I don't drink coffee, but Red Bull to kind of get my energy back up and all the stuff, energy drinks, and I'm like, man, I'm crashing. Like, when I say crash, I'm talking about crashing, hard crash, like crashing. And I'm thinking like, man, what is this? So me doing that on top of what was happening was not a good thing. But I didn't think anything of it because I think I was about to be seriously sick and end up in the house, or in intensive care, ICU or something like that. Anyways, all I'm just saying, y'all, is that this incident or this situation was worse than COVID. It didn't give me no heads up. Hey, yo, I'm coming for you. And it's called Valley Fever. Right, look it up, men, women, but mainly he's attacking the men most of the majority of the time. From what I'm hearing, from the stats that gotten, they're attacking the majority of the men, and the younger men are the ones are getting it even 10 times worse, to the point where they're have to have surgery, several surgeries, and yes, and even unto death. Yes, even unto death. Is no. I promise you that. And I'm not that age. I'm almost 100 years old, halfway 100. But my point is I'm just saying the way it attacked me was out of no man's land, and I had this massive pain in my side. So of course I went to the hospital eventually. Yes, I didn't go that day when this all happened. I ended up going at that midnight, which is the following day on a Friday morning, midnight, and turned myself in because at this point I realized that nothing I was taking or nothing that my wife was trying to give me to get rid of this massive pain that would not go away. Which later on, while I was in the ER, which later on, when after the doctor had saw another patient, was going somewhat through the similar situation I was going to, but I heard him say something to the doctor that he had going on with him, that he had reason to believe what was going with him, and then it dawned on me like, wait a minute, hold up. Now before that, doctor had said, "Hey, yo, I think that this pain is coming from you having a gallbladder issue, so we're gonna have to do a procedure on you and be prepared for this." And I'm thinking like, hold on, wait a minute. So he went to go see a patient. I kind of overheard the patient telling him that he was having a massive pain in his side, right side and left side. When he said right side, left side, it dawned on me like, and then the doctor was like, what's going on?" And then, hey, I have an issue with having ongoing off and on pneumonia. As soon as he said it clicked, bow, and then that's when I knew, okay, that makes sense because even though I didn't have the pain on my left side, but it was that same pain I had on my right side. And the patient said to the doctor, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what I take, no matter what's going on, this pain would just would not go away. It would just, it seemed like the more I was taking what I was taking was the more this thing was increasing, the more. So then that's when the doctor was like, okay, well, we have to keep you here and womp 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 or whatever. So he come back over to me and he's like, what you thinking of? And I said, you know what? I had this pain for many years, and I will never forget it. And it's the same exact that I'm having today, and I believe it's walking pneumonia. And he was like, "What? How do you know that?" And I'm like, "I remember that pain. That's a pain that you can't forget, ever. Like when I say ever, you never forget that." And but I said this time around, it's just only on my left, my right side, or my left, or both. So anyway, got me in the ER, put me in a room, tested, got me blood tested, whatever, came back, and sure enough, I had walking pneumonia. But what they didn't know was what I was having with it at the same time. That's the problem. And so, someone said to me, the doctor is only going to react to something that you say, but they're not going to go to the extent to find out if there's anything else going on with you. Because if you don't mention nothing else, that's only what they're going to treat you for. I never thought about it like that until this experience that I went through transpired. So meanwhile, I get treated, held in the ER for 8 hours. I finally made my way back home. Now, the easiest thing I would say is during the release or prior before the release, the doctor showed me my X-rays, and I'm thinking like, wow, my X-ray it showed that my whole right side was completely, totally filled with fluids, which means I'm thinking that I should have been held in the hospital and put up in a room for further treatment. His thought process was, hey, I'm gonna send you home, go get the antibiotics from your local store, and then take that for the next 7 days. And yeah, okay, so Um, yeah, sure. I made my way back home somehow. In fact, actually, I made my way to the hospital to begin with somehow, because I had no strength in me. I couldn't talk. I couldn't. Oh, it was bad. It was. I would say the pain was beyond words that cannot be expressed. Anyway, I'm gonna get to this music. After all of that happened, I ended up only the following day later, after that doctor had seen me, he had called and asked for me to come back within that same day. But by this time, I was completely like 2 weeks. I couldn't move. I was in massive pain. It was terrible, fever, chills, and the pain. And then I recognized that I started losing appetite. That's when I kind of knew that something else was in, because it was like I've never experienced losing appetite during a process of being sick with pneumonia. That's just not happening with me. But then I noticed that, and then yeah. So I didn't go into the hospital that go back, but I went back the next day, which was Saturday, and barely made it. Basically, that's what I'm telling y'all. Don't play with this, because this is no joke. This is only because I'm saying this because I didn't know I was afflicted with fever, which is a fungus that's in the air. They actually says actually from the soil, but however, if the soil is uh, let me see, when the wind and the air filters the soil, which is the dirt, it filters it in the air, and then it drops wherever it's going to drop. You out there in the public, wherever you at, you breathe, you don't know you have it. That's the problem. I never knew I actually ingested this stuff in my system. So basically what happening was it was already in my system from whoever knows when it got there. I don't know. But it waits in dormants in your body until something like a cold or a cold a flu hits you, and then that's when the bad boy, yes, I'm gonna call it the bad boy. When this bad boy decides this is my opportunity, your immune system has dropped just a slight little bit, and then that's when it will attack you and get you. I don't care how much vitamin C's and D's and F's and G's you can take. I promise you, it's in your system. And I was doing all that, y'all. All the manly stuff that you're supposed to do to take care of yourself. I was doing all that every day, religiously, and still got sick with this. So I got to the hospital, and that's when they said, "Hey, you're not going home." But at the time, they was like, "Hey, we're going to treat you for walking in," because that is what the doctor had found out in his discovery. And so I went in there, and they kept me in there for 4 days. The day that I even actually arrived there, I thought I was about to buck it then, because it was to a point where the pain was so bad, terribly bad, that your mind is telling you, "Oh man, mind over matter." If you ever heard that saying, you can get through this. This pain has got to go away at some point, but it didn't go away, and I felt that I was drifting away and not know it. Anyway, they put me in the hospital, treated me for that. And I think 3 days in, hospital doctor was like, "Hey, I'm gonna release you so you can go home." And but those few days that I was in, for those first, I won't say by the second day, that's when they start discovering that I wasn't eating. And I was like, I have lost appetite. The doctor thought I was cuckoo. So she was like, "Listen, you think this is a psychological issue?" And I'm like, "No." And I said, "I am unable to eat. Nothing that they was bringing to me was good." Even though it was good for me to have, but the appetite went out the window. That's why I said this infection is worse than having COVID, because when it hit you hard. So they kept trying to bring me food every day. Get the wife and my honey to bring me stuff. Ones who came by the hospital, they bring me stuff, but I just couldn't eat it. It was just like I can't explain it, but it's I couldn't eat. It was, my appetite was out the window, gone. of course they go into explanation. Hey, if you don't eat, you're gonna lose weight. If you lose weight, then we might have to put the feeding tube in you, or if you don't eat, you expire and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. Um, Anyway, so they ultimately ended up discharging me. Fourth day, I kept begging them to say, "Hey, listen, something ain't right. I need to stay here." They was like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay. Just go home." I go home for 6 days, suffering the whole 6 days. My wife is just terribly upset that I had to go through that. But no one knew what I was actually going through outside of sick with valley fever, with pneumonia. So 6 day, we get to the 6 day. This point, I for sure, promisingly for sure, I was pretty much about to be out of here at this point. And my wife was like, "This ain't good. We got to go. I'm gonna get you up, get my neighbors and everybody, put me in the car." This was she wanted to call him, and I'll be like, "Don't call him because I don't need to be paying no $1,000 for that for no ride to the hospital." I know y'all probably saying you should have did it anyway. We get to the hospital, and seconds in, I tell my wife, with the little breath I still had left in me and the pain and everything, I feel strange. That was the first thing I was thinking. It felt strange. It was just this strange feeling come over me. She's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, and I couldn't explain it because it's hard to explain to somebody if they don't know what you're thinking or saying. And plus, I had a hard time getting it out because this son of a gun was restricting my speech. Right. It was restricting my abilities to express what I'm trying to say. Like my hands, my fingers, my toes, my hand, everything on the it was restricting it. And I was like, man, this is the worst, craziest feeling ever. You get me in the room, doctor walks in and say, "Hey man, he's talking to me. I can still hear. I still got my conscience. I can still understand what people saying." That's the thing they didn't affect yet. And I said yet. Didn't affect my thinking abilities, but it was affecting my speech, and it was affecting my hands, arm movements, leg movements, foot, toe, everything. It was that bad. And the pain was beyond words that couldn't be even expressed. He comes in and says, "Listen, man, I saw your chart. He's a respiratory doctor." And I'm not sure why these other doctors are not seeing this or not figuring this out, but you don't have COVID, but we test you for that. You good to go with that. We treated you for your walking pneumonia. You good to go on that. You should be fine with that. But we will continue to do the treatment for the walking pneumonia. But now you got another issue that's going on that we have reason to believe that you already was dealing with this from the gate. Soon as the pneumonia situation hit me, and my lungs was full. That's when valley fever kicked in at that time, but no one knew it. And he says to me, "I ain't gonna lie, but I've seen patients come through and not survive that for that length of long a time. You're way further than what it should have had, but you here now. We see you still breathing with the little breath you have in you." Yeah, that was hooking me up, y'all. I was like, and that's all I could think because he's speaking and I speak, y'all. Like literally, I couldn't talk. He said, "You here now? We're going to treat this aggressively, and get you started." And then he said, "An infection doctor is going to come and see you immediately, right after him or whatnot." And I'm in the ER at this point. And then you have ER doctor, and you have your respiratory doctor. And then you have another doctor that comes from where I'm from, especially if they get a report on somebody who's very extremely sick, like I was. And so they're going to talk to you about the procedures and how it's going to work, blah blah blah. And then he go. The funny thing is because someone just know me because I have been there for at this hospital for since '04. And yeah, so this all happened in 23, y'all, 2023, November 9th, moving forward. So I'm thinking like, okay, all right. So he's basically pretty much going through that little process saying, "Hey, listen, you alive. I've seen people who not survive this. Usually I'm seeing the younger generation not surviving this after days of going through something like this, or even 2 days, or even a week. Some may survive 2 weeks, and some may not. So he's pretty much the rundown, but he pretty much said that the younger generation, 18, 19, 20, 21, are the ones who are having it more harsher than, for whatever reason, than people who are 40 and up. Will you gonna have it hard for sure, 40 and up, but but the younger generation are the ones that are having surgeries, amputations, or death. Okay, hold on, let me say that again. Some of the younger generation are having these complications with dealing with valley fever. It says it has a lot to do with coming in to get seen, so you realize something ain't right. And like I told y'all, I come in right away, but I didn't take very long neither. Because this, when after falling 2, 3 times, well actually 2 times to the floor, my wife is looking at me like, "Oh, you need to go to the hospital." Of course, I didn't go, y'all. I just said that earlier on, but I start realizing when they wouldn't let me sleep, and it wouldn't give me comfort no matter what I was taking, no matter how many hot showers or cold showers I was taking. It wouldn't give me no comfort for any of those things. My wife tried to give me Tylenol, didn't work. That's when I knew at this point. I know I probably should have went immediately when this first got going, and because it all happened on the day when I was trying to clock out to go home from work on a Thursday morning. So imagine me all day Thursday, all the way to midnight on Friday. That I call it Friday next day, which would be the 10th. All right, that's when I went into the ER at midnight, and then they kept me all the way to 8 o'clock in the morning, and then released to go home. And then I went home, and then the docs called my wife to say, "Hey, your husband about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. He needs to come back ASAP." So they can further evaluate me and move forward or treat me or whatever. By that time, I was too weak to get up and move unless they was to come and get me. But yeah, I survived that. Then the next day, which was Saturday, the 11th, yeah, the 11th, and then I had a little muscle in my body to call him and say, "Hey," and the next doctor was still waiting for me to come back. He was so upset. He was like, "Man, you need to get right now, man. You need, like, it's imperative that you get here right now, ASAP." I'm like, "Ah." At this point, I still didn't know what was going on because I figured that you treated me for the pneumonia. So why? I mean, in a way, I'm like, why are you gonna come back now? But anyways, so yes, that's when the first time they hospitalized. Now we're talking about the second time they hospitalized me, and I went home for that 6 days. And then that's when I was like, something is really not right. That's when I realized that we're talking 4 days in the hospital, 6 at home. Y'all think that's 10 days? And then when I get there, then that's when that doc walked in and said, "Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm really surprised that you actually put up with what you're going through for this longer time, because I've seen patients come in and expire then and there, done, or they come in and they have to have immediately what they call emergency surgery, and several of those surgeries during the course of their stay in the hospital, or like I said, death, surgery, or go through the procedure like I'ma had to go. Mine's was to get me on the IV and start the hardcore medication. They call it the chemo. And anybody who knows about people who had to go through chemo, that's not funny. That is like terrible. The worst of the worst. Something you deal with. Anyway, so I get hospitalized for the duration of the month of November 21st. I think it was 20th, 21st, all the way to 20th. And they released me the day before my birthday because told them if I want to let me expire at home, I don't want to be expired here in the hospital. So they let me go home, and God forbid that I had to pass on at home. But anyway, get home on the 29th. The next day was my birthday, and so basically I had to go on the medication, the hardcore medication that they put in your arm. Yeah, I call it the chemotherapy stuff. And I had to deal with that for the whole month of November, December, half of February, and then suddenly I felt fine. So they took me, and then they said, okay, we're gonna put you on the pills. So they put me back on the oral pills. And then moving forward all the way until 2024 up to August 16th, then out of the blue, bam! I had this massive pain in my back, my lower spine, and my back. It was a pinch, like you take a rubber band, you pop it, and it was real like that. And I was like, man, what is that? And then within a few hours, suddenly, I'll just say by the next day, I would say by the next day, I was unable to walk. And I was like, what in the snap is going on here? And sure enough, what happened was the valley fever moved from my lungs and found another location to attack. And so it attacked my lower spine, left and right, but the worst side was my left side. And it was trying to paralyze me permanently, indefinitely. So, with that being said, of course, I had been back to the ER again. And this time around, they was like, okay, we're going to send you to another hospital because we see a mask in your back. The mask for my back was from it's called Coxy, the medication. That is a medication that's supposed to fight off the infection, which is the valley fever, which is, I call it the little bug, a demon that got in my back and was just tapping at the bone in the back, not the muscles, not the skin, the bone. It was cracking the bone in the back. That is the most excruciating pain on the planet. It was just kept tapping at that same spot, just over and over and over, right? And it was crazy because I felt like my heart rate was beating at the same time. Like it was just like pecking in my back at the same time as my heart rate beat. If my heart rate boom, 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 or if it even go faster, boom, 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 boom. That's how this thing was tapping in my back. And I kept saying, man, and they had me paralyzed. Yes, so I had to go back to the hospital, of course. And then that's when it's like, we're going to send you to another hospital, which does a certain type of procedure. Remember I told y'all about the chemo medication? Well, now they're thinking, okay, we got to do later, or we're going to have to put you on a much extra harder core medication or surgery. Um, and then so my honey was, oh, y'all need to do something else first before y'all do all that, because I don't believe my husband has that word starts with the C. And y'all need to do what is called biopsy. So that is the first procedure that they supposed to do before they do anything else. So I had to go do that and got that done. 3 days in, that's when I got the results back, was clear of that, and they found out it's the Coxy medication fighting against this monster in my back. Yeah, I call it the demon, the monster, the demon. It's a bug. It's a bug, y'all. It's a fungus. It's a bug. Okay, it travels. It travel anywhere in your body. It can travel to your ear, your nose, your mouth, your eyes, your brain. If it get in your brain, that is extra serious. I mean, in your brains and you can't think and you can't talk. And I told y'all earlier it was affecting my speech, but it did not 1% penetrate my brain. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking today. But it was affecting my speech, and then that's when the doctors was like, we gotta deal with you aggressively from this angle. So they started with hardcore medication. All right, remember they discharged me, sent me home from this third hospital. The hospital I work at, I was hospital, but then they sent me to a specialist hospital to do that biopsy thing, and it came back negative. And then now I had to be rehospitalized again. But now they're like, hey, we need to address this aggressively. Like we need to get to the bottom of this. So they hospitalized me again, and this time I was in there a lot longer than what I wanted to be. But yeah, so I was hospitalized again, and for going into 25, and they definitely was aggressively attacking this bad boy to get it out of my system. And I say this to say that medication, between the medication and this demon that was attacking my body, was definitely an experience that I wouldn't wish on anybody, because you feel, you hear, but you kind of not here, so to speak, if I can say it that way. It's like your life is just hanging on the little limb, I guess I say it like that. And yes, that's pretty scary. But I wasn't scared, and that's the craziest thing to say. But I wasn't afraid because I had come to the conclusion when I first was in the hospital. Actually, when I secondly I was in the hospital, I came to the conclusion that if this was my way out and God wanted me to go out this way, then I'll have to accept what it is going to be. And that's it. Is because I look at it like this, ain't nothing you can, the doctors can say what they can say. But at the end of the day, I realize that it's the God is, they say God is going to have the last say so. During my last visit in the hospital, like I said, I thought I was pretty going to be out of here. But somebody came and said something, I call it the angel, and whispered in my ear and said, "It's not your time." It's like, okay, I'm not going out on this. I'm not going out this way. Nope, you're not. This is not the way you're going out. I'm like, oh, okay. At least not right now. Not today. You got still some stuff to do. And I was like, oh. So listen, y'all. I've been writing a book for a while. And it was called Play by Sight. And I was afraid at first that I wasn't going to be able to get it out and published. But like I said, on my very last visit to the hospital, and then they released me to come home for a couple of months. I was supposed to stay on hardcore medication for the next, I think they said 3 to 6 months. But in a month and a half, the medication was too horrible for me to deal with. And again, I thought I was going to kick the bucket, and then I had to go back in, and then they kept for a substantial amount of time. When they finally released me, and they say, "Listen, we're not gonna give you that no more. We're just gonna give you another treatment, which is the oral pill, and then we're gonna keep you in the hospital to see how you react to this before we release you to go home." And so I ended up being in the hospital for 13 days, I think it was. And then they saw that I wasn't having a bad reaction to it. Saw that I was able now to start talking. Um, I'm starting to eat because they won't release you if you don't eat. You ain't going nowhere. You can't. So I had to show that I can eat. And in the house, it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a fat pig. But I'm a small dude, so I lost while I was in hospitals for those many times I had to, those few times I was in the hospital, 15 to 20 pounds, and I'm a small dude. So if I'm weight like that, that's scary to the doctors. Of course, that's scary to my honey that to see me go and be deteriorating like that. So they switched the medication over to a different kind of medication, what's called Vocolazone. That when I started taking it, I was able to start now be able to talk. I was starting to be able to move my fingers and my hands around, um, and start eating. And then once they was able to see that I was eating for so many days while I was in the hospital, then it was like, okay, we're gonna release you, let you go. You looking like you in the reverse of what was happening. You looking like you're doing better. So here I am today. I was able to get into my book to finish my play by sight book April and May. And the reason why I was able to do that because I wasn't for sure still at that time where I was gonna be at today. So I said, let me just get the book sent out to a company. But how this actually happened was in between April and May, I saw this guy on Facebook by the name of Benjamin Moore, and do his first book, or he had his book done through a particular company, and he had it posted on Facebook, and I saw, oh wow, okay, with a little bit of energy I had in me, kind of trying to learn to rebuild. I had to learn how to re-walk, learn how to shower, learn how to wash his brush, but it was crazy, y'all. When I say crazy, this thing had me like real messed up. So I was reading this book, and actually, I didn't have this book at the time. So I saw that he had his book posted on Facebook, new release, blah 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 blah, and I was like, man, let me come up. And his book is called How to Unlock the Power Within, and to change your life. Hmm. I was like, wow, that's like a little revelation that God had put. And this so happens, I just flipped on my phone, and that was the first thing that came up on my feed, and I was like, wow, that tripped me out. All right, and then so I called him up, and it says, hey, how did you get your book published and whatnot? And he's told me how he did it, and I said, okay, cool. So he's like, hey man, I'm gonna give you the information for these for you to contact the people and whatnot, or so. And so after hanging up, not even a minute in, it literally the agent from the company that he had his book called me, contacted me, and then we got to talking for a bit, and I told him about my situation that I was in, and then about the book and so forth and that. So I sent him over what I had done, what actually myself and my co-worker, which is my Miss Editor. Give it up for Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly is responsible for the chords diagram that you guys will see in the book. She is responsible for that. My job is responsible for the names of the chords and the notes and all that good stuff and the writing part of it. So let's give it up for Kelly. Whoop. Miss Kelly had to go on vacation in the month of June, I want to say. Yes, the month of May. I think it had been May. It had been May because she was going to come back and finish the next set of chapters. So we were able to finish chapter 1 through 8, but we was going to finish off chapter 9 through 18. And so this guy, Alex, the name is Alex, the agent, he said, hey man, listen man, let's not wait till she come back. Just send me what you already have set up for her to do to edit the book for you, and then we can fix that for you. I'm like, what? Yeah. Go ahead and send it to her. So while she's on vacation, I uploaded the book, all right, the manuscript, sent off to him, and then a few weeks in May, he gets back to me and says, "Hey man, let me know what you think, what you like, what you don't like, and then we can do what we need to do." And they did what they needed to do. And listen, man, how soon? Actually, I asked him how soon they think that book can be published, and he said, "It's up to you. You just tell us, and we get right on it. Just let us know." So I was like, "Well, I'd like to have the book at least try it out somewhere around June or whatever." But at that time, I just didn't know where I want to be physically, period. Because this Valley Fever is very aggressive. It's no joke. It's nothing to play with. So I wasn't for sure if I was going to fully recover or not recover. I wasn't for sure where I was going to be. That's just I put it like that. So he's like, man, I can sense the urge. Just let us know. Tell us when you want it done, and we get it out. So I said, let's just push Perry like somewhere around maybe May, end of May, or beginning of June, somewhere in that area. So they got back to me, and sure enough, next I know I get this email from Amazon, but I didn't see the email at the time. And then the agent calls me up and said, "Hey man, did you get my text?" I'm like, "Nah," because I'm still sick, y'all. I'm still kind of not quite well yet. So read it. You go check your text message and go see what's up in your text message. So I click on to the text message that he sent me, and sure enough, my book was published through Amazon, because Amazon is the last resort that was give you the thumbs up or the thumbs down or the maybe or if or whatever. And so they sent me an email, which I said earlier. I didn't even know I even had an email because I told you I was still going through this phase. So I'm like, oh, cool. So it was published June 2nd, but on June 1st, on my end, that's nothing to do with you guys, but on my end, it shows when the actual book became live on Kindle, as well as actually really Kindle, because the book itself became live already from the gate that day. So I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. I'm still recovering though, so I'm still kind of like excited, but still optimistic on, man, I'm gonna survive this. All right, whatever. But God was in that mode. So yes, so here it is, my very first book, y'all. So I had to go through this little intro thing, whatever. But my very first book, Play by Black Gospel Hot Chords, edition number one, the best hottest chords in chord progression pros don't want you to know about, being exposed, and then put on here, create your own chord, your own fat chords and progressions, and play and sound like the pros. My sister will get you to playing advanced voicings and harmonies, and of course me as your author. And then on the back side, y'all got about pretty much what I said in the beginning, and then it goes on to talk about the book, and then the author, which is myself, and there's my little mugshot on here on the back side of this book. So there you have it. A play by site went and aired or live on June 2nd, and I believe the Kindle portion of it went live on June 4th. All right, and then here's what happened a few days later. I get a text message because I don't said I'm still recovering, so I hadn't really been checking all my text messages and emails because I'm still under the influence of the drugs and stuff like that, and the stuff that it was giving me. Here's the paper cover, and it comes in the hardcover and also digital download. And my website wasn't up at the time. Everybody just goes directly to Amazon. My book has been published to 17 different publishing companies worldwide. Didn't know that was going to happen, but this company who did the book did that for me, and I do thank them for doing that. Yes, they did an awesome job. I did not expect them to do all that. That was extra, but they said, "Hey, listen, man, we understand this is your first book. We understand that what you're going through right now, with my health and whatnot. We gonna make your book go worldwide." My book has, since the last time I researched, has reached France, London, Germany. I guess I want to call it the United Kingdom. Um, Someone else hit me up and said that they have seen my book over in Kenya, Africa, South Africa. Woo! Wow, that's crazy. In a short amount of time. Matter of fact, like I said, my book was published June 2nd. And then I did get an email that I did finally look up. It was June 3rd, no, June 1st, saying from this company called Draft Digital 2, they're responsible for pushing my book out to the various different publishing companies. And I want to start reading off the names of them, but there were a lot of them. There's 17 of them, including Amazon. So Barnes and Nobles, and I said I didn't want to get into calling out these names, but they do 17 different outlets, and I'm like, wow, man, actually, real true. But yes, I've spoken to some people who from South Africa, Kenya, and here it is right here. And so this is when it's in green. In green, that's where my book went live. Play by Sight has published to these various different places. And I'm not going to read all these names off of Smashwords, Gartners, Apple, Baker and Taylor, Borrow Box, um, Kubo, Nobles, and Barnes and Nobles, Place, Palace, Marketplace, Overdrive, Hoopla, I think that's like, and Cloud Libraries, and a whole bunch of other ones I didn't name on here. And then of course including Amazon. So right here is 16 including Amazon. So Amazon, I guess, Amazon is like the top number one agency or business where it publishes your book. And then while I have this, and let me not forget this, but then I got another text message that said, "Hey man, you need to check your book," and even from Amazon, which I didn't see at first because I told you I've been really, really sick, trying to figure out how I'm gonna recover from this craziness that I'm dealing with. And in the email, it said that, "Hey, your book from Amazon is it says Amazon hottest book for the month of 2000 for the month of June of 2025 so far. And then it also said that book was number one, best number one book out of 12. I think it's, was it out of 12? Hold on, y'all. Let me see. That's 1 through 4. I think it was 10, maybe 1 through 10. 1 through 4. 10. Best out of 10. Book came in at number one, best out of 10. Number one, best out of 10. Where did it go? And I can't make it up. This is what it say from Best Buy. Number one. I'll show that to y'all. Number one, best. All right. See it? Number one. Right there. Play by sight. Number one. Show that to my TikTok families over here. You go, TikTok family. I can't make this up. This is not something I can make up. All right, number one, top number one best book. And so I was like, wow, really? Didn't see that at all. So I'm grateful and thankful for Amazon to grade my book coming in. My book came in hot. All right. My play by sight book came in hot. They sent me an email letting me know how incredible my book is on the market. So I thought, wow, and how simple, and I was gonna use the word simplicity, but how simple it is anybody can play these chords from my book. I made them simple to be able to play. You can sit at the keyboard and look at the chords and play the chords. That's simple. And you choose whatever finger you want to use. Whatever finger you desire. What? And this is your F sharp sus2 chord. I created this book specifically for beginner's level musician, intermediate level, advanced, whatever level you at. You can go to the page and play the chords. Turn that string down. What strings I got? Hold on, let me see. What string is going? How's that string going on? I'll turn it off. Alright, so, yes, I created these chords simply to be able to play them. Right? Simple. Simplicity is key, as they say. And then that is over in chapter 1, which you get your major chords, the minor chords, chapter 3, the diminished chord, chapter 3, augmented chord, chapter 3, and then we go over to 4. We have our major 7 in chapter 4. I'm trying to remember my contents, and then we go over to the major 7 chord, and they're all in 12 keys. You must learn these chords. It's vital and very important because, again, now we get to this musical thing, right? And I want to learn a song. I want to learn what this musician is doing. What's the chord? I literally played the chord, y'all. In chapter 18, we'll explain your dissonance, your intervals, and your cluster. Oh, it would explain that I'm playing the minor 7th chord in my left hand, and I had just told you what the other chord was. I gave it away to y'all. In chapter number 5, my sus2 chords or my sus4 chords, and if I translate, I'm playing both sus2 and the sus4 chord at the same time. What? I either break it up, sus2 or sus4. Oh, sus2, sus4. As soon as I heard that very first chord, literally the very first chord, let's hear the first chord. Let's hear it again. A flat add 2. What? Yes. I can go here in my book and say, wait a minute, where's that tone I hear on the bottom? What's the tone at the top? So it's either going to be a major move, minor move, augmented move, add 7. Major 7 with the sharp 5. Dominant chord, which we call it the chord, or diminished 7. It's gonna be one of them chords. I structured this book on purpose for this reason. All right. So let's go with diminished and a sus2 or the sus4 or that 7 sus4 chord. All right. Every movement that I just did just now is in the book. Whether it's my major move, chapter 2, the minor move, chapter 3. Augmented chapter 3, the 7 chapter 3, our major 7 chapter 4, our sus2 chapter 5, sus4 chapter 5, or both, our 7 sus4 chord chapter 5, our dominant chord chapter 6, our major 7 with the sharp 5 chapter 7, and last but least, triton. If we go back to the number 18, it's going to be discussing your minor second. Major doesn't matter whether they're doing it in the left hand or right hand, because believe me, it's going to be in both hands one way or another, depending on what the musician wants to do. Minor third, major third. Chapter 18, y'all. Chapter 18. Let's get at it. All right, this book, I made it extremely simple. So when you open it, you cannot mess this up. Minor second. Major second, third, minor third, major third, the fourth, tritone. Flip over to the next page. Fifth, major 6, minor 6, major 6, minor 7. That's what I'll play. And then in chapter the what? 5, the sus4 and the sus2. You just rolled it in. All right. Super easy. Let's listen to the second chord. What chapter is this in? Yes, chapter 4. Chapter 4, the major 7 chord. Chapter 4. 1. Oh my God. How simple can y'all get that? How simple can this be? I'm like, oh man. Yes, the chords that I play, but they also chords that I have ciphered out from various different songs that I made on the keyboard. And I go, wait a minute, if I drop these chords from out of chord progressions, I'm gonna create this whole long list of chords, library list of chords, and y'all might want to call it encyclopedia, a list of chords. They're from the songs. Any song, by the way. Second chord. Here we go, third. There it is. My finger fall to it, right? Chapter 8, tritone, technically. All right, and then my 7 sus chord, I just told y'all where it was at. Chapter 5. What? Yes, I'm in on 12 keys, y'all. I'm gonna do these in 12 keys. I promise you, when I hear something that's gonna be done, I promise y'all I'm gonna be able to find it. My 7 sus4 chord. How about that? In all 12 keys. Right back to it. Back. Let me go back with some more. Back up. I promise you, if I'm doing this, if I'm gonna hear that voicing, I promise y'all, the tritone, the same scenario. I'm gonna hear them chords. Let's put them together. Now this is a major 7 with a flat 5. Put those two notes together, that note together with the tritone and the 7/4 chord in my book. All right, let's go to the book, y'all. I'm going straight to the content. I'm telling you, the chords is in the book. It's gonna blow your mind. When I started doing this, I said, "Oh wow, this is crazy." Chapter 12. All right, then major 7 with the flat 5. Now I'm transposing. I'm like, oh, what? Yes. And the thing is when you practice them, all right, and you practice them enough, you're going to know, wait a minute, I played that before. I know where that's at. And bam, your finger's going to go to the note stuck. Okay. All right. Now, that's the chord. I'm like, oh, snaps. All right. Let's see what else. Let's go for the 4th chord. Diminished. Chapter who? I told you, chapter 3. Whole step forward. A flat. Yeah, it's in the book. It's in the book. A flat. If you learn your inversion, look at that. What? Yes, in the book, y'all. I told y'all, I promise y'all, I was not joking when I say this. I made this simple so that every musician can catch this. And all right, hold on, YouTube. I gotta hit y'all with some juice over here. Gotta hit y'all with some juice over here, YouTube. All right, every chord in the book. All right. Let me see. Hold on. I got this little matchup with hold on, with TikTok. Hold on. Let me see how you. Oh, you gotta drop. Wait a minute. Slide. Oh, wait. Slide here. There we go. All right, we back, Miss TikTok. What's up? All right, we back. Yes, every chord in the book. I'm like, now I may not have all of the chords that I want to have in the book because it's costly for a certain amount of pages. So they allow me, actually it would fall actually, but my book was set for 77 pages, but by the time they finished with it, it ended up almost 100 pages, these 7 pages in this music book for my very first edition. All right, and so my second book, I think I might go ahead and call the quits on it and go ahead and publish it. I had a deadline, which is August 29th. I did get all the way to chapter 19 because this year I got all the way to chapter 18 and I went ahead and published it because I said earlier I wasn't for sure where I was gonna be at that point. But let me go back over here because I need to see. I think I stopped at chapter 19. My goal was to take it to chapter 29. Let me see. So that was my push. My push was gonna take this book all the way to chapter 20. And I think I said, but I went ahead and cut it off. And I may stop this at chapter 25. Nope. Is that what I said? Chapter 25? Or sorry, 29. Yeah, so I'll stop this. Plan is to stop this at chapter 29. That means I'm laying out as much as chord, fat chord, dope chord, off the hook chord, turn your head chord, do the side eye like, ooh, that dude, what? Hands on the mouth like, ooh, what is he playing? That dope, man, that dude's killing chords. Yeah, so chapter 29 will put me at 77 pages basically. That's just gonna be putting. What I did was I'm using the information that I did in this book. Actually, did I say that? That didn't sound right. Let me rephrase that. What it is this time, I'm putting more energy into chords that are, like I said, turn your head chord stuff in this book. As I did with chapter 9 moving forward. I gave y'all because I thought it was the right thing to do. Versus I was advised to give y'all what is called a teaser, a little bit of the teaser, and don't try to give y'all every, just give you the baby teaser. But on top of that, I understood that caution wise, unless some of y'all want to donate or something like that, then I'll probably just go ahead and go all in and just go ahead and just instead of me doing the 29 pages, 29 chapters, I was gonna do about what was it, 30, I think it was like 8 pages or something like that, but I had deleted it because I figured that, I don't want to pull this. And matter of fact, as we speak it, actually, we are at the 22nd right now. Literally, 29th is next week. So to try to push to get 30 something 38 chords in this book, my what would you want to call it, the contents is going to be longer, and I'm like trying to minimize, but I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, I just want y'all to have these chords. If you want to learn how to play the organ and the keyboard, I got you. And you can stop begging folks for show you what to do, whatever, and they telling you, oh man, I'm gonna hook up with you and I'm call you, I'll get right with you, or and they never contact you, never call you, and show you anything. So I'm thinking, I got a feeling that if I don't make it to 29th chapter, I may stop this at the 20th chapter actually. That will probably give me lesser pages. Yeah, because right now I'm at chapter 19. This book went to chapter 18. So I might call it quits on chapter 18, 19 maybe, and go on ahead and just publish what I have book, or I might go ahead and push a little bit further. But that all depends on my Miss Editor, Miss Kelly, because she's responsible for getting forwards to me. So that was the deadline to stop, and then I had to do some proofreading, and then somewhere maybe in September, the beginning of September, is when I'll send it out for the book to be built, right, through this company. And then when they finish doing their thing, give me my draft back, I look over it, approve it, and then I send it back to them, and then they write over to Amazon. So this book may be published somewhere in or around September at the latest, or the earliest, or the latest potentially, unless nothing happens as far as my physical issue, whatever. But we'll pray that nothing like that is gonna go down. So I had something in mind and it just slipped my mind. But yes, I think. Oh, that's what I was gonna check my email, because my Miss Editor is responsible for how many calls she sends my way. So I want to check my email and see if she sent me some more calls. And if she does, then we gonna have a chapter 20. All right. So either she do some today, some tomorrow, all the way until we get to close to the deadline, which is next week, the 29th. And then that's what I'm probably more than likely I'm gonna cut it off. So I got a feeling that we're gonna end up cutting this off at chapter number 20. And if we get between now today, because I don't know, is she on today? It's, what time is it? 10? Oh, she just getting to work. Oh, that's what time it is? Ooh, I work nights, y'all, so I'm a little. Oh, it's just now 10 o'clock. Okay, it's 10:30. Okay, so I gotta let her, if she's at work right now, then I gotta let her get settled, do what she do, because the first 3 to 4 hours into her shift is chaotic, and so whenever she gets a chance to take a break, she's building this book for me, and so let's give it up for Kelly. Matter of fact, Kelly, her name is in the book, by the way. She is responsible for, as I said earlier, for putting the piano diagram together. So let's give it up, like I said, for Miss Kelly. All right, so Miss Kelly, what's this thing saying? You you're reconnected to your device. Oh, really? You're reconnected to your device, to your queue. I have a little thing for my garage to open up for Amazon. So it says connect now. So I had issues with it the other day because the power went out because it was a fire before last, and then I didn't know that my garage thing was tripping out. So anyway, so far right now I haven't seen her send any emails to me yet for any more course because she just got to work. So we're gonna I'll give her a couple of hours, several hours, so she can get settled in and do her thing, and then whenever she has time on a break, she do these do do the work for me. Like I said, so let's give it up for Miss Kelly. She's done an awesome job. There's no copy and pasting that she's done from somebody else's work. Because I wanted to make sure that my work is original, play by sight is original. Everything that's in the book is original, branded by myself, and of course, yours truly, Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly, Miss Editor Kelly. She's did an awesome job. I was there when she formatted everything. I was there watching her how she did it. We didn't do no copy and pasting from, like, Google somebody else and see what they did, how they did it or whatnot. She basically just took which I was doing in the beginning was I took a frame shot at my keyboard and I was gonna do it that way. And she was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool, but that might be a little bit more complex into this." I'll tell you what, let me see how your keyboard, and she is not a keyboard player at all. At all. But the funniest thing is her family is musically inclined. Literally inclined. I'm like, you don't what? She was like, "That's not my thing." I'm like, "Oh wow, okay, all right, it's okay." My father's engineering, brothers and sisters, whatever, they all into music and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, she goes to church, but she's not musically inclined like that. Anyway, so I showed her my keyboard, picture of my keyboard, and she just looked at it and she's like, "All right, cool." Putting the frames together, each frame on here, every frame from frame for frame, and I was like watching. I'm like, wow, you got you. Have you ever did this before? She was like, no, I've never did this before in my life. I'm like, are you sure? Yes, I've never done this before, but you are you positively sure? She was like, telling you, I've never done this before. This is my first time ever. So this is her first time ever creating, helping me create this book, Play by Sight. Your piano frame diagram. This is all her all day. And I watched her do it. Trial and error, mess up, let's do it again. Trial and error, mess up, let's do it again. And so we until she is able to perfect what she could see, and of course got other opinion, but my opinion was more important. And so I looked at it and I'm like, yo, you're off the hook. So yes, so she is responsible for creating the diagrams for the play by sight. So again, let's put Kelly. All right, so Kelly has definitely has been a big major part in the piano keyboard play by sight program, and she has done an awesome job doing that. So I am happy for that, and happy for the fact that the book nation worldwide. On top of that, went top number one best book on Amazon, and I can't make that up at all. So that is something maybe God wanted to happen. Whatnot that helped me, I guess, to come back and make a comeback to this doing my second book. So the second book is gonna be similar to the same. It's gonna be similar, but I'm gonna try to do some tweaking with that. Me and her are gonna, because I'm trying to figure out some ideas. I have some ideas that I want done. My third book and for my fourth book, I'm probably gonna do it the same way as the second. And now, if it starts to come to me having to do those chords that did not make it into the book, then I'm gonna have to change my mind because I have to come with the edition 3, the library encyclopedia of all the chords that are being applied in music, and we hear what musicians are doing. I'm going to have to come with edition 3 before, and then switch my edition 3 book to be edition 4 because trust me, y'all, it's a lot of chords to learn that musicians are playing, and it's like every time I sit to the keyboard, I'm always discovering like, oh man, this is dope. Okay, let's do this. Let me do that. Let me do this chord. Let me send this out. Let me get the chord out. And I do have a binder that already this thick already of all the chords that I've set here keyboard on a daily basis, and anything I play, I'm going to record it and send it out so my technician, or I don't want to call her a technician, but my Miss Editor, so she can actually go and do her thing. All right, do her thing, and she has been doing an awesome job of making the this play by sight book look wonderful and awesome. So as I said earlier, Miss Kelly again. Uh, Paul, come on, give it up for Miss Kelly. Come on, Miss Kelly. Come on. Thank you, Miss. Thank you. Come on, let's give it up for Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. Let's give it up for Miss Kelly. So yeah, um, Kelly has done a wonderful job, and so, and being that she's not even a musician, that's what even topped it off on top of that. But this have this, she sees my vision. That's the craziest thing. She sees the vision that I have, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is I'm gonna have to get this book for like my little nieces and stuff, and my nephews and stuff." And I'm like, some friends that she goes to church with or hang with, she shared this. Everybody in my coworker, I was sick, y'all. I told y'all. I mean, when some people saw me in the hospital, it's like, are you the guy who's writing a book called Play by Sight? I'm like, how you know? Oh yeah, oh you know the word is ladies, y'all women, sisters. Y'all sure know how to put the word out. I don't know about the brothers, but the ladies, y'all sisters, I love y'all. I love y'all sisters. Y'all sisters know how to put the words. And I was like, how did you find out? Oh, so and so told me, and so told so and so. I'm like, how did y'all even know my book's coming out? That was the funniest thing on the planet. Actually, they knew writing the book because they found out I was writing the book, but then they also found out I had already finished writing the book and published the book. So I was like trying to figure out, I ain't even been. How y'all know? How'd y'all find out? Who told y'all? Of course, it was Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly, we got to give it up for Miss Kelly. Kelly's like, oh, I'm telling everybody. I'm telling everybody because she has a part of book with me. So back at the keyboard, y'all. And all right, so yeah, it's first chord. Oh, second chord. Third chord, I'm sorry. Now we went third. That's the major 7 with the flat 5 in play by side. Let's go to the next chord. Alright, so I forgot one chord. Hold on. Hold on, let me grab that one chord I forgot. There it is. There it is. That's the fourth chord. Right. This is the minus with the flat 5. I did not know I put that in the book, y'all. And you know what's funny? I have been looking for this chord for the longest. Because I heard the same musician doing a groove on the organ. I did not realize I had actually put these chords in the book. That's probably how come I was so sick. I didn't know what I was doing. I was pressing. If it sounded cool, I did it. If it's cool, I pressed it. If it sounded cool, ooh, that sounds cool too. Ooh, if that sounded good, I played it. All right, the Mighty 7 Flat 5 11. What? If I sit here and play it and it sounds cool to my ear, promise you, I'm going to play it. I'm going to record this. So, very first chord, 1, third chord. It's the Mighty 7 Flat 5, and it's in my book. And I didn't realize I actually had placed this chord. I think this chord is in the book. I think. Let's find out because let's look at my content. So we have the 6/9, major 7, 9, and major 9. Did I not put that chord in the book? I could have sworn I put it in here. Minor 7 flat 5. Minor 7 flat 5. In all 12 keys. I'm like, oh wow, I really put this chord in the book and did not realize it's in the book. All right, chapter number 16. All right, all these dope chords. I'm like, every musician must know. Beginner level, intermediate level, and there's little musicians playing it but just don't know what it is. I'm dropping it in the book. This is you playing, Mr. Advanced Level Musicians. All right, so this book is designed for everybody to learn. All right, we got those 4 chords. All right, got those 4 chords right there. We call that the 4 progression. And that's the same chord I just played a minute ago. Transpose. Oh. The major 7 flat 5 I told y'all earlier. And that is over here, chapter 12. Chapter 12, major 7 flat 5. And chapter 16, minor 7 with the flat 5. What? What? Oh my goodness. All day. You're going to be able to learn whatever song you want to learn what to play by sight. Period. I did this yesterday. If you learn your major chords in all 12 keys, C to D, all right, to E, you're going to hear a song doing something like that. Like a song at Woody. What? Yes. These chords are in the book. Chapter 2. Chapter 2, B flat, A flat. And chapter 2, C major. Chapter 2, y'all. Oh my God. In all 12 keys. When you playing this from C to B, right, to E flat. I'm going to play it to A flat now because I understand how to play the chord D to F sharp. I can skip all over the place right now. All right, E to A. What? F. All right, to A flat. I'm calling it out. D flat, E flat, D flat, to B, C, A flat, to G, F sharp. I can move the hand around because now I understand where they're at. Where I can voice down here. I can voice where I want to because now I understand I can play my D flat spread out. I can play my B flat spread out. Play my A flat spread out and do inversion. And the B flat. I can do that now because I understand the play by sight. Do your inversions. Learn to do them because I promise you, you're going to hear this type of stuff in music. All right? C flat to the B flat, chapter 2. To the B, and I'm playing When I use the word root position, I'm using the root position in the left hand and the right hand, but in between there is the first inversion, also the second version back to root. So you have the root. That's the first inversion because I'm using two hands. And then now we have the second inversion. I'm using two hands. Two hands. Two hands. Two hands, right? And then I'm back to root. So when you hear people say play the major chord double up, they mean double up. But note that you're doing inversions in between. Root, root, then first version using two hands. But remember, to practice each individually. Root position, first inversion, second inversion with your right hand, your left hand, and switch over to your right hand. Root position, first inversion, second version, back to root, all the way up to as many keys that you can go to till you out of no more keys to play. Then you know. All right. Okay, so I can be musical all day using the play by sight, all right, all day, and say I have never played a song before, or whatever, right? Or just playing chords. I might end up playing a chord to a song and not really even know that's what I'm doing. So if I say I'm going to E flat root, let me see, I'm going to go to B flat root, and then I'm going to D flat root. Listen to this. An A flat root. Wait a minute. Now, some of y'all who may understand what's going on, I already say this dude is playing a song, and I know what that song is. What if I don't know the song? Or what if y'all don't, or someone else doesn't know? But what if I do know the song? Or what if I kind of heard about this song, right? And so I have created a what did I play? I forgot. E flat one chord. Then I went to the second A flat, and then I went to the third chord, D flat, and then I went to D of progression. I created a four chord progression all because I see that here in chapter in the chapter number one, but I'm using the contents because I'm the one who wrote the book. So if I wrote that means I have an idea what chord progressions I can use in a song. And maybe it might not be the song y'all might be thinking of, but it could be something I can make up or or create on my own other than what y'all might think I might be playing. Y'all might think I might be playing a certain specific type of song, but it might not be that song that y'all may be thinking. But this what if it is that kind of idea. But but what if I have an idea in mind than what y'all might be thinking? Then you might be pretty sure some of y'all will be saying, "No, I'm right. I know what you." Somebody wrong. Don't steal my ideas. E flat. A coming up. D flat. D flat. E flat. A flat. B flat. D flat. A flat. B flat. Come B. C sharp. Okay. Okay, yeah. So where did those chords come from? Play by sight. Chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 2. All right, y'all have got to get the book, because if you're learning songs that somebody's doing, and you're gonna learn from the play by side, because I have the chords there, right? And you have another one. Thank you. And that same chord, chapter 2. It's chords, chapter 2. Chapter 2. Those major chords. Chapter 3, minor move. Sus chords. Chapter 5. Back to minor move. Chapter 3. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Major. Alright, now. That's chapter 8 with the tritone. It's my minor chord, chapter 3, mixed together. Chapter 8 tritone, chapter 2 major move. What? Wait a minute. Hold on. Root position of your major 7, first inversion of your major 7, 4, y'all. Second inversion, and third inversion is what? All right. It's in the book. Every chord I'm playing, y'all, is in the play by side book. Now, whatever is not has made it there, and I'm telling you, not all of the words are actually in this book. I'm working on the second book so I can put the rest of what I can drop in there, and I'm hoping. Like I said, one more week to go. This week and next week, 29th, and then I'm gonna cut it off. I'm hoping that I will probably be able to 29 chapters, but if not, I'll probably stop it at 21 or 25 at the least, maybe chapter 25. But it's all up to my editor, Miss Kelly, to me some more chords, and then on her spare time when she have, and then once she does that, then I will move them over. So the next set of chords, if I get any between today or within a lot when I was talking, I don't know if she was listening to me or what, or heard me, but right when I was getting ready to go off, she popped some chords on here. So she may have said did them on her break or whatever, and I just popped them in there and started doing my thing. But I do have to make a correction on one little tiny thing and put chapter 19 because I have it as chapter 18, so I don't want no mistakes. So as I go, I'm making sure that everything's gonna line up how I want to. So she just got in, so about an hour ago. So I'm not expecting her to drop me some chords at this second, but she does like what batch number I'm at. Let me see, what was the last batch number? That was Wednesday. What's today? Friday. So Wednesday was the last time this week. And that was batch number. Let me see. How did I do that? Oh, let me see. Batch number 15. So we're on batch 15. All right, some really dope chords to play. So our new color scheme is purple, and also I'm gonna have my green in there as well, as you saw here in this book here, because I didn't want her to actually go and do the same chords I had already previously put in my library of chords. So we stick with the green, but we also going with the new color. So you're gonna see two different colors in the book, in this next book, because I didn't want her to go back and change the color to the chords that I had already wanted to put in the book, and so being said that I didn't want her to go through the trouble of having to redo the whole thing over again. So you guys gonna see some chapters with some green and chapters with the new color and so forth and so on. So hey, chapter 15, I'm happy with. Batch number 15, I'm cool with that. But like I said, That was Wednesday, so today's Friday. She got 2 days off, so I now know she's working today for sure. All right, 2 days off since Wednesday, Thursday, one day actually, really one day actually. So yeah, because I didn't see anything on yesterday was it was my day off Friday, Thursday, so today's Friday. So maybe if she's in today, then I should see something. If she's not in today, then it's definitely. So yeah, let me get back to the song because I said that I had a specific type of deadline to learn this tune. It's 6 minutes and 10 seconds, and I was just thinking I should learn like 1 minute per 1 minute per each section. This might work for me, maybe. I don't know. Let me try to go back over some of this stuff. And then repeat again. Coming out again. Right, then we go to the one. All right. No. Oh wait. Wait. Then he plays this chord again, and then he goes. Then he does this. Then he hits this move. Every chord I'm playing is in the book, y'all. Then he goes to tritone, E flat, and then. Inverted, y'all. The minor chord. Learn your minor chord. Inverted, y'all. This is in the book. And then, let's see. Wait, hold on. No, let's see. Hold on. Is he doing that again? Hold on. Let me go back. Oh. Once you make a commitment to learning something, stick with it. All right, so. Got all that. I forgot that, man. Okay. All right, got that. There. All right, got all that. That's 34 seconds into this. Yeah, that's what I thought. A flat major 9, 13. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what I did. Actually, because the bass playing carrying it. Back to that major 9 move. Okay. All right. Now I told you. Right back to that. And that. All right, minor 9, 11. Okay. Major 7 was flat 5. To E flat. All right, so. And this, okay, without the bass line, this is a diminished 7, E diminished major 7. But as soon as throw that bass line there, it's an F sharp we're in A flat, so I better call it G flat. G flat 13 with a flat 9. And now we're playing the B flat major 9. You just what the chord is it's a B flat major 7 chord, right? But when you use F sharp sus4 chord, remember these notes are in chapter 18. The perfect fourth, the perfect fifth, and you just roll it in. And now remember we have the F sharp sus4 chord, which is also in chapter number chapter 5. But he's gonna do this, skipping that. And in the beginning, when he came in, and then of course you roll in, right? We rolling into it. Okay? Alright. That's gonna take us to the minor 7/11. Yeah, so here's that. Alright, then he does that. There's another sus4 chord move here. The other sus4 chord, but we're gonna mint the middle note like he did the other one. Remember, it's the same scenario. E flat minor 7/11. Okay, and then I think he's doing that. Yeah, so now that's A flat major 7, but this one here, F major 9 to D flat major 9 or major 7, however your ears want to determine that. But yeah, so basically he's going to the 4. So I understand that because it's in play by side. What? Chapter 4. And then he's doing the arpeggiation after he's E flat. And then he's going to resolve, come out. Repeat that over again. Y'all remind me, do that little breakdown for this in the book. I hadn't 100% decided to do it yet, but those intros, outros, whatever, I was gonna do that. Because earlier he did it in E flat, and then later on he came back and did E flat, A flat, and then he rolls up with it. Instead of rolling down, he rolls up with it. Okay, so I'm in 1 minute and 19 seconds. So I'm thinking if I can learn something for the 1 minute or the 60 seconds, if you're gonna call it, per each time I come and do this, I'm probably gonna finish this a lot faster. I have to turn my mind on to do it though, because this is all to remember. A lot to remember, especially after you get this part. Then he goes. And then. This is enough right here. My brain is like, oh my God. And then he goes, alright, so that's what we hit right there. Oh, and then he's gonna end it. And then we should go back to the 5. This time he's gonna do the 5 up here. And then a run. This run's got me though, because after he came off of the F5 chord, with the preacher go, It's a E flat 13 chord, but it's dumb, ridiculously simple because it's two chords mixed together, which is your major 7 and a major chord. Chapter 4 in the left hand and chapter 2 in the right hand. But we're on the 5, so now that makes you play a 13 sus chord. Those chords is coming in the next book, edition number 2. So, but they can also be built through looking at the play by sight. Simple, because all I have to do is look at chapter number again, chapter number who? Come on, y'all, come with me now. Come on with me now. All I have to do is at chapter 4, which is my major 7 chord in the left hand, and the right hand go to chapter 1. It's like, I'm gonna hit that bass line, which is E flat. And by the way, since we on that E flat, this is also the preacher chord in E flat, which is the 13 sus chord. Can I get a witness? Yes, it's the preaching chord. In that key. What? Yes. I'm sorry to tell y'all, but that it is the preacher chord, and it depends on you take a note off the top and you bring everything on inside, forcing you to get. So basically, I'm playing chapter 2 and chapter 2, D flat major chord mixed with A flat. I'm just inside, but the chord is still the same. E flat 13 sus 4, and then that diminished move, which is what chapter we said diminished is at? Diminished 7, chapter 3, y'all. Chapter 2 chords, 2 chords mixed together. Oh Lord, go to the diminished 7. Back to it. Now if I want to spread the chord out for the extra note, it's the same chord. I just at the time. I'm in the inversion. Wait a minute. What? Okay, now we have another that I can pop in there, which is D flat and A flat and F minor. That's what y'all hear me doing. Oh, okay. All right, it's in the book. Chapter number 2, major move. Chapter 3 is the minor chord. Oh my God. And then chapter 2, back to the major chord again. Oh my goodness. And I'm just going to do the inversion of the minor chord, which is the first inversion of the F minor chord. Chapter 3. Oh. And because I'm moving the hand up higher or whatever, and using the inversions, and now you get the chords in the middle. Gotta get it with it. Now I want it to be a little bit more. And I can see my hand can move some. I can see my hand can move. Oh, so each time I can see, I can move, and I'm forcing it to be higher. Call this inversions. Okay, call inversions. So that makes you sound unique and different in your approach to whatever it is you try to do. So I'm like listening to this approach, I'm thinking like, is he doing this voicing, or is he doing this voicing this time up? And sure enough, that's what I hear. Right, so this time around he switches. And remember, A flat major 7, A flat chapter 2, and C minor is chapter 3, y'all. You put these two here into A flat major 7, and I'm thinking like, wow, how did he manage to go from to here and then the run? I'm like, how did he even master that part? But It takes a technique to do it. If you hear roll, you hear roll. Okay, now that run is gonna come with that chord. Now, either if I can't pull off all of the notes for whatever reason because my hands was here, that means I gotta raise up the right. So if I can't get the A flat on the bottom, at least get the C minor chord. All right, at least get that C minor chord. Here we go. I think that's probably a lot easier than me trying to concentrate on going A flat to do it. But if I can do both, then fine. It's an A flat major 7 chord. But if I can't, if I just for whatever I can't do it, and then because that's 5, he handed to the 1, 5 1, and on the 1 he's doing the 5, and then 1. That's when he's gonna do. I think that's what he did. Let's see. If he did that, that would make sense to me. Here we go. Yeah. Alright, so I hear that. So, right then. Because right away. I might clean it up and do it. And then I think you're doing it. Right back to this from earlier. I guess. Where is it? Here it is. Alright, so let's see. Let me see if I'm hearing that. Now, I really actually want to start it at the B flat. Because after that, but I think I hear him doing it. But I'm going to start it at the B flat. I'm going to try that. Let me see. Then, that's easy. That's a lot easier. Versus me to go up. Try to. I think he started from the B flat. Okay, let me see. All right, I think that's how I'm gonna start that. Yep. So that's what I thought. It's easier to do that, and then let me see. Hold up. Change my brain scale now. And then we're going back to that major 7 with the flat 5. Okay. I had to work run because that definitely got me like, whoo. All right, listen, y'all. I'm 1 minute and 20 seconds today. Friday, when I first started this, I was at 42 seconds. I got past that 10-second move, which is this song is 6 minutes and 10 seconds, so I managed it to 42 seconds today. I've made it to 1 minute and 20 seconds. So let me see if I can push further. But the thing is, I gotta muscle memorize this though because it's a lot. Back to that. I think I heard it. Okay, let's see if that was the pause. I call it a slight pause. Okay. Or right away. Okay. Okay, it's right away. Okay. All right. So he's going back to that major 7 move. Remember earlier is the major 7 with that 5 to the major 7 move. Okay, got that now. All right then. Wait. Hold up. And then nope. Wait a minute, hold up. And then hold on. Wait a minute, hold on, dog. What you doing? And then what was that after that? Oh, right back to the. Okay. Yeah, it's up. Major 7, major 9, the major 7. E flat, major 6, A flat, major 7. Remember that now. Now this after I do all this, and then no. And then he goes to. Okay, I gotta remember that now. Okay, so. Okay, and then. If you notice, he didn't do this other move. He didn't get to that, so he's switching up now. All right, so. And then he go. That's at the minute 7. The minute 7 to the minor 9. Woo, that's fire right there. Those was in the book, y'all. It recorded. That's why I'm able to find it. All right, he went back to this again. Woo! All right, this is hot. Getting hot in here doing this though. Thank God he went back to that major 7 with the flat 5 to E flat. I don't think he's gonna do this again. And then again, he might. Let me see. That's weak code if he do it though. Let me see if he repeats that almost. He do. Yeah, he does it. So he goes back to that G flat 13 with the flat 9. Now I heard him doing this do something like that. Let me see if my mind can do it. Yeah, you hear that do. Good luck to me if I can think of. I know what he's doing. Let me see. So if I got to get it in my mind up, because I have to think how I would be thinking this in my mind. It's like the chromatic. Remember these keys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in my mind, like which one is he doing this at? You know what I'm saying? You know, something like that. But like I said, I don't know. My imagination in my mind would be like he's doing a chromatic move. Hold on. Let me see. I'm just trying to see if he's starting from the C sharp. have my finger in. You see, my brain would think this tritone, like a tritone. That's what my brain would think. I'm not sure if that's how he pulled this off, but it seemed like that. Tritone. I could be wrong, but that's just a cleaner way of doing it. But that's what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong. Yeah, because the tritone. Let me see. Hold on. Now I probably can pull this off with the one hand thing. If he wanted to cover the bass line himself. Remember, it's always is a right chord. Y'all follow what I'm saying? You remember the D chord come from below. So I'm thinking, but that's too. I'm thinking too much. If he would, and I would have played that D chord, the D chord up to it. I would have played it that voicing, but anyway, you know what? Let's see how I actually transcribed that or how that transcript came through. Let's check out the transcription and see how did that actually come about. Cause I say that. But at least we know we went back to that, so that's a good thing. You see? And that's my thing. Me to get there, but anyway, I hit the bottom. But let me see. Let's see what the transcription got to say to me. I'm actually curious. And let's see, this fast forwarded. Should be somewhere in here. I'm actually curious. Let's fast forward this. See. Uh-oh. That's not it. Hold on. We ahead of ourselves. That's the third time around. Use it. Hold on. Let's back it up. Let's see. I think we should. Yes. Da-da-da. And that's where we're at now. Here we go. It was what I thought. Exactly what I thought. And then, all right. So now we're back to square one. All right. So thank God as well. hold on. Let me see where the video go. Let's put that up here. Thank you. All right, so I was right. Now, before I even go any further, let me get past that. This run. And then this one. And then we go back to this. And then that's when we. And then here. All right, so that's weird. Woo! All right, now I am like 1 minute and 47 seconds into this. Now, again, I had to try to tunnel muscle memory to remember this part. I'm gonna start it here. Wait. Try to start it from here. That time he didn't do that old crazy move. Try this. And then what was the next one? Right, and then now we're going to here. And then now we have to run. That's sloppy. I really want to reach for the chord here because that's what I think he's doing. And then this one. And then now we're back here to the next one. And then now we're here. Okay, now that's where we're at. All right, whew, that's a lot to remember, y'all. And then back to the. All right. Oh, this time it. This time we're going straight to it. We didn't. Okay. All right. So that's E flat minus 7, 11. Back to this. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, repeat that. There's one here, and then let's see how we're gonna end that. Same thing. Okay. All right. So good thing there's some repeating there. Now I just have to remember each segment of every time it was did this way and did this way and did this way and this way. I think I counted 4 different ways that he started out this way. Right, then we did a walk up. Right, all right, da da da. And then he did this. And then he did this. And then he did this part. And then he did this. And then he come. Now he switch it up. See, we just switch up again. Now switch up. And then switch. And Every time he comes around, he's doing it different. Oh, sorry. I'll keep it. Then you go. Switching. That from this round, and then you can just go straight to the wrong bass line, and then then doing this way, and then you go no. Then now we're gonna do the other one, and then you go, and then we hit you with this one. Now this time we go on. Now that's what I heard. I probably. This time he's gonna go, and then now what was that last part? I think he do repeat it. That's where we at now. I think I have memorized. I think. Yeah. So and then you go to this one. This time. Something like these twangs. Oh, what? I'm going home. Bye. Bye, y'all. I'm out. Woo! I knew it was coming. I knew that the diminished major 9 with the flat 5 was coming. I knew it was coming. Woo! Oh, okay. I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to go home for a minute. I'm back. I had a flashback. I always was wondering what those chords was. And yeah, it's in my book, y'all. All right, so you remember you have diminish. All right, but you can use the minor chord too, which is in chapter 3. Now you have your diminished 7, right? But if you take off that top note, you have what we call the regular, I guess. You have diminished regular and unleaded and super supreme or whatever. Anyway, regular kind of move is in this chord, which you have 2 different chords you can play, or you can play a diminished chord. That's the minor chord there. If I want to flavorize this move. See, this is why I keep. Oh, good. Okay. All right. Let me stop this foolishness. But anyway, yes, this is the diminished major 9 with the sharp 5. I believe it's what he might have played, or at least I think I'm playing close to what he did. To me, that would make sense when he's going back to the 1, because one thing he's going to the 5. And instead of him going to the 5 again, he's going right. We can play that A flat 13, flat 9, sharp 11, This is without the bass line, but diminished G flat diminished major 9 with the sharp 5. Right? And then of course when you add the bass line, now it changes the name of the chord, which is also going into my next books. These are chords that every musician must know. All right, you gotta know to learn this, beginner, intermediate, whatever, right? And even advanced level musicians, you don't know that's the chord you playing, the name of it. I'm telling you, that's what you rocking. Here we go. I'm in my 2-minute mark. Here we go. 2-minute mark. Oh, I gotta go home, y'all. I got to go. I gotta go. This is too much. This is too much. But I've been playing this chord for a long period of time, and I kept saying, "Man, what is that?" Now it lets me know. Bishop Drayton Clark, aka Andre Clark. For those who want, I don't have you. Facebook is not up right now. I only YouTube and TikTok. I have to figure out. Wait a minute. What did I do with my other phone? Did I charge the darn thing up? Nope. It's probably still dead. Once I get this charged up, I'm gonna see if my 6 Plus has Facebook or whatever, however I'm gonna use it. But YouTube seems to be going pretty good on this phone, and TikTok obviously y'all up there, and as well as Facebook normally. But I know the Facebook people. I'm like, where you at, Dre? Where you at? Yeah, I need to get this one charged up, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can do YouTube and now Instant Auto goes on my Facebook, so whatever I'm doing on Facebook, it auto to Instagram. So anyway, that's the chord, y'all. Now let me see what I could also add another note to it too as well. All right, now again, we already said. Hold on, I got a note stuck here. Now we said the diminished major 9 with the sharp 5, and I told you that if it's over one finger, then we can do a D9 with the sharp 11 voicing, and then let's put that finger back over here, and it doesn't matter whether either or note I switch over to. It doesn't matter. It's just it's still gonna match up the same chord. Doesn't matter about the little extra little note I do there or there. In case somebody's wondering. But if I did something like yes, then that extra note will be the D, which I had already actually yeah, D9, probably 11. Until I do that. And then we're playing an F sharp minor 7. Remember I told you diminished, but then we mentioned with that minor chord that changes things up a little bit, and then we're playing that the minor 7 flat 5 flat 13. Okay, let me stop this foolishness. All right, so let's see what chord that is. Here's what the transcript says. I told y'all. Yep. The A flat 13 with the sharp 11. Yes, the A flat 13, flat 9, sharp 11. But that's with the bass line. Without a bass line is the diminished major 9 with it could be also a major 7, but the reason why it's the major 9 because the 2 is the 9, and that's because I'm pressing the 9 in the mix, and it's at the top of the finger or double up. Okay, so yeah, that's what's up with the transcription. I'm just like, well, okay. Yeah, that's the chord, y'all. So yeah. diminished major 9, sharp 11. Sharp 5, I'm sorry. Sharp 5. Sharp 5. Alright. And of course, he's rolling that in. Now think of it, if you're on the keyboard, that would sound pretty there. Now here's another approach to that. Let's just say if I don't put the A here, that'll be at A flat 13 sharp 11. Earlier I said with the flat 5, now because of I'm sorry, the flat 9, the 2. Oh. And like I said, take the A off. It's the A flat 13 sharp 11. A flat 13 sharp 11. Yes, you asked me a question. Is that chord going to book? Yes, absolutely, yes. So I said let the A off, right? So if I'm on organ, A flat 13 sharp 11. I mean, I want to put that A there because it sounds dope. Alright, so that's the A flat 13, flat 9, 11 all day. TikTok, y'all better get with this book. Yeah, I promise y'all my second is going to be extra fire. Y'all think the chapter, you think my edition number 1 fire? I can't wait to get the second one out and the third one out. I'm actually trying to do 4 books total, similar format that we have going on right here, where you can see it, you can play it. That's the reason why I call this book Play by Sight. My brand had to be Play by Sight because I can't call my book If You Can See It. If you can see it, yeah, because someone else has a maybe like a website or something on that line of that era there. I cannot call my book that. I've already searched up and down before. Extremely sick. I have already had this planned out 2021 because COVID came in 2020. So 21, I actually was trying to get this book out back then. And then 22, I got sick with COVID. And then 22, I got sick again with COVID and so forth. And I had it was just crazy, y'all. And so I was trying to get the book then published. And then this time around, I said, okay, I got to get this book published in 23. And that saying, I don't know what come my way, it's gonna get published. I don't care what happened. Okay, yeah, okay. You might want to have a conversation with God upstairs or whatever, because yeah, we'll see about brother. Anyway, so I got sick in 23, and that just took me out. So I couldn't finish it then. I was basically end of the book actually, which was hilarious. I was literally at the very having this book finished and being able to be published, and I got sick because I was going to have it published by no later than either my birthday, which was November 30th, 23, or no later than Christmas of 23 of that day. But I got sick and then that didn't happen. So I was thinking like, okay, if I get well, which I prayed hard, that I should be able to have this book published in 4, but because I was in and out of the hospital, like I said, it just seemed like I couldn't recover from what I'm going through. So yeah, 25 was a struggle. Yes, that was 25. I'm just saying, I really for sure didn't think I was gonna be here for this. I'm not gonna get emotional, so I'm not gonna bust some tears out. But anyways, here, and I got it done and got it published. So y'all here, this is the first edition. Second edition, I'm bringing some more fire to the table. So get your first edition, Play by Sight. You can go either directly over to Amazon, type it up there. You can go to my website, which is Bishop Drayster Clark Hot Chords, INFO. Bishop Drayster Clark Hot Chords .INFO. And or you can go to my website, or you can go to my Facebook page for those who are on YouTube and TikTok. You can go to my Facebook page over at Bishop Drayster Clark, and you can locate my uh, QR code, and I want you guys can probably scan that from your phone. All right, I have different colors. Print out different colors: the blue, the green. Actually, no, this is the purple, and this green, or the green, teal green, and this is the purple mixed with the yellow. So you can go over to I doesn't matter which way y'all want to go. TikTokers, here is the QR code. QR code. I don't know if y'all can photo that from your phone, and it will just pop my website immediately. And you can go over there to the website, download the ebook version, and next to it says something about buy now from Amazon. And over at Amazon, you can purchase the hardcover copy in the or both. It's up to you. And you can purchase the paper cover and as well as the digital download. I prefer that everybody just go and download the digital version from my website. Right, that's my preference. But if you guys feel that you want to go straight directly to Amazon, that's fine. It is what it is, right? Either way, you getting your, so it doesn't matter. It's just that Amazon takes quite a bit of the my royalties on Amazon when you shop for the ebook version. So I'm not going to tell you don't go that route, but I prefer it if you're going to do the digital download version, go decide to do it because I get more of my royalties there. The books, as far as the books is concerned, I don't care. They're going to take their little portion. Now, the only way I would hold to my royalties for my books, music books itself, the physical book, is I would go to another website that does not allow the company does not allow themselves to take on my royalties. So if my book is $10, they are not going to take half of it. They're not going to take a 1%, 2%, or 3%, or 5%, or 10%. All that is 100% mine. All I have to do is pay for the service that I'm using. So I'm going to more than likely probably go and take my play by sight book over to this company. Don't be surprised. So I can have more control over my royalties from my books for the sales of the book. But right now, Amazon, I forget what they said it was, 5%. It's not 10% for sure. I don't recall reading 10%, but I believe it's 3% or 5% for every purchase. Everyone for every purchase of my book. So at this point, I kind of don't care. I'm not even tripping about money or nothing like that. My whole game plan is that everybody who is in need of help at a church, I don't care where you're at around the world, you trying to learn how to play the keyboard or organ, the piano, the upright, or whatever the instrument it is, have the chords in the book, get your copy, start practicing it. As I'm sitting here doing it, and as I'm sitting here doing it, I'm listening to the tones, and I'm like, okay. Oh, all right. Oh, I know where that's at in chapter 2. I can grab that chord, that major chord from chapter 2. I can go chapter 16. I forgot what chapter 16 was. That was it, the -7 with the flat 5. I'm trying to remember. I just put myself. I don't know what I wrote out on this thing. Which chapter is it? Am I correct? Y'all help me out. Help me out if you already got the book. The chapter 16, and it's the -7 with the flat 5. Okay, I hear that chord movement. I know what's up. Listen, I've already made 2 minutes into this song already, and I have recognized that the fact that we're playing the A flat attitude. Cool. I already know that is in my second edition of the book. However, I used the idea from chapter 18 for my dissonance move. And I also used the sus chords over here in chapter 5, sus 2, sus 4. Oh. And then when we went to the second chord, I went to chapter 2. Or I could have went to chapter number 4 and played the major 7 chord because I hear the note. And right in the note. Oh, so now I got those 2 chords. In chapter 3, the 7 chord. You know. Minor to major. Oh, so okay, and then I have chapter 8, which is my tritone. And if I go to chapter 5 again, and I grab my sus chord. If you now play the major 7 with the flat 5 chord, which I told y'all, I'm doing this to drop them in the book so y'all can see how I actually pulling this off. And now it makes me play my major 7 with the flat 5, chapter number 12. Oh, yes. And that's why I'm deriving these chords as I go along. And then we have the next chord, the next tritone, which is also chapter 8. And then what we're playing in the right hand is the perfect 4th E flat. You put those 2 chords to get to the chords, and you now creating the minor 7 with the flat 5. Oh. All right, now I made it to my 2-minute mark. I will be going back over this beginning to where I stopped off at, and I'm determined that I'm going to get this 6 minute and 10 minutes. Okay, can I squeeze another 10 seconds in here? Let me kind of squeeze the next 10 seconds, then I'm going to call it quits. That means I'll get me 2 minutes and 10 seconds into this song. Let me see. Right back to it. So when right back to it. Oh God. All right, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Y'all, this is crazy. Right back to the same chord that he played in the beginning. One. Right back to it. Oh, yes. It becomes easier because you're practicing those chords. Now that time. Wait. Is that what I heard? Hold on. Right back to it. Hold up. Wait. Hold on, my brain went to sleep again. So we had this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, he went back to the and then okay, let me see. Skip last chord. So let me see how you gonna voice that one. So normally we go to the 5, right? Yep. And then we go to the 1, right? So that was earlier, that voicing, right? So now he's gonna do. Back it up. Yeah. So we. Alright, so that chord there. Second chord, then to get my third now. We want to do 6/9. ears. And then okay, so I think you can go into the major seven. Okay, so hold on. So that either that's gonna be our C7 with the sharp 9, sharp 5 because of the bass line. But if we're playing E flat, E major 7 with the flat 5, that's already in the book. So let me see if I'm hearing that correctly. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we're coming out of it. And then yeah. So C major, C sharp 9, sharp 5. So let me make sure I'm hearing that correctly. All right, now I like to verify that, so let's get at it. Yep, that's what I said. Now we can also play voice it outside. All right, using the sus chord. All right, so let's back this up. I hear it here. I don't hear it up here, but I hear it here. I don't think I'm crazy. And then 3. This is 4. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we're going to the 4. All right, so think if we're on the 1, or you get to on the 5, but it sounds better on the 1. And then he's gonna go to the 4. 3, because that's what we're heading to. That's what I hear. You can throw that voice in up there. Let me see if I hear that top note, but I don't. I hear it up there. Oh, I hear it. Now I heard it. So I think when you, I heard it that time. So and then the first chord. And then I heard this voices, but I gotta be careful when I put my finger at it. No. There it is. Then he did it that way. Still the same chord. It's C major. It's a C7 with the sharp 9, sharp 5. So he didn't do it right away. He did it. I told you the sus4, sus2. So I am now 2 minutes and 7 seconds. So let me see. Can I get a few more notes in here? Let me see. 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 more chord notes or another chord. Get another chord. Oh! Back that up, buddy. Hold on. I gotta work my way into this. You could have, y'all, all day. Okay, all right. I don't know if he did purpose, but it was I think that was an accident, but maybe not, because I probably would have did that too. Now, however, y'all, he could play the C major, the C7 with the sharp 9, sharp 5. However, what if that finger off and take you right back to A flat add 2, actually? What? The very first chord from the beginning. There it is. Yes, I probably would have did that because I'm thinking take that C off, that E out actually, and that would give me the A flat 2. That's probably what I will play. I'm thinking that. And then this move. That was probably an accident. I don't know. Because he had times. And then, yes, I will go for the A flat add too. We're going to go for the A flat add too. Because that would make sense to my ear. Yep. And then, yes, up. Yeah, so still doing, here you go. Yeah, thank you. A flat add two. I would go with that. I think he's just like hitting a little note to set up for the, or whatever the voice, or whatever the next move he's finna do next. So, yeah, okay, so I would have, yeah. So that makes, because he still has tempted. And whatever you about to do next, because I hear him these little notes in there, so, you know. A flat major 7. Listen, hold on, y'all. This is getting real outrageous here. Yeah. I was right. What was the movie you did? Oh. I missed it. I'm trying to aim for my 2 minutes and 10 seconds here. Okay, hit another chord right before it. Okay, hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Got that. So, trying to nail it. I'm not gonna try to hit the other little notes in between. I hear. My bad. I'll play what I hear. Then I'm playing what I hear. So let me see. Grinding it. What's the other chord he playing? Let me see. Was he going aiming for that? Hold on. Did he play it again? Is that what he's doing? I wonder if he's doing that. He's playing the same chord, but we're talking about inversions now. Or, let's see. Or, now remember, A flat has these. So I'm thinking, like, is he doing another inversion along, or did he play that chord twice? So let me think. I have to think here. Professor Dre. Dun. So, okay, let me see what my I'm wondering. Okay, so you went straight to here you go. He could go to like a A flat major 9, I'm sorry, R major 9, major 7, to a D flat major 9. So you can go from this voicing. By just switching one finger over. Let me see. Yes, what I thought. So you have your A flat major 7 chord, but as soon as you switch this finger, the third, and transpose over, you have now a D flat major 9 chord, or D flat major 9 sharp 11, A flat major 7 to and then he moves over the finger to give you the minor major 9. So, well, there's another way to do that too, actually. So let me see. Yeah, that's my interpretation. I promise y'all, is that major 9. That's the A flat major 7. And then you can hold that same voicing in the right hand, and then you can go over to the D flat major 9 with the sharp 11. Because the finger is holding on that move, I promise you. And then you move the finger over to the minor chord, and you have your D flat major chord again. 3-chord movement. 1, 2. That's dope. Actually, I ain't even lie. That is pretty impressive. All right, so let me back this up. Could we have gotten away with the? Let me see. We could actually have gotten away with the D flat major 7/5. Matter of fact, because you going. Well, I have to keep my finger there. Now I may change the chord, which is E flat 17. So, or A flat major 7 flat 5. So basically. But I'm doing the 9, so we're going A flat major 7 with the D flat major 9 13 11, actually sharp 11. So it's like there, and then switch over. This time I took off the 9, and we have a D flat major 7 with the sharp 11, and D flat major 7. And then what we got now? I think we're going. I hope that's how we're gonna end that. So. I'm not sure how we're going to end that. Okay, so we do a high. Okay, cool. We in the higher voicing there. So, okay, I know where we at now. Okay, so now I know where we at. We're up on the register a little bit. now we're going to normally we in it, but now he go. What we having? So we. All right. Now I'm gonna call this because I'm past my mark right now. But my whole thing was the minutes and 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I'm a little over that, so I'm gonna back this up and stop at what I said I was gonna stop at portion of it. So I will go back over this later on and study this again. So that's what it is. Practice, y'all. Stay focused on something that you want to learn to do. And my I told you I have these quads in here, the quads. So you all be able to go over to Amazon or Play by Sight website, Bishop Drayster Clark Hot Chords info Bishop Drayster Clark Hot Chords info Bishop Drayster Clark Hot Chords info. All right, so y'all can go grab your book. He saw the best of me. Every chord I'm playing in the book. There's that chord again. Told y'all earlier, in the book, y'all. So when I practice, y'all, I try to practice in small sections. So just say this is my little transcription here. I might start out with the first couple of moves. You saw the best of me. So and then stop right there until I master, right? Until I have it memorized. Okay, until I finish that section, and then I'll move on to the next section of the song. Until I have that first part knocked down, just like this other song. I don't try to learn the whole deal. I'm not trying to learn the whole ordeal in one shot. I told you that chord was earlier. Y'all didn't know it was there earlier. Y'all didn't know that was there earlier. That was earlier in the song. We played it again later. And we played this chord again later. We played that. Remember that? Now, at some point, I'm not going to play it exactly like I heard it, sort of. Because I might put my own feel to it. And then what was the other? Crazy little rock. And then I try to remember this section and then move again. And y'all. That time he didn't do that. we here now? What we said earlier? Let me see. Remember that again from earlier. And wait a minute, what's the other move? Wait a minute, what was it again? There it is. Alright. I think I better stop right there because that's what I think. That's all I remember. That's what I remember. Yeah, that's what I remember. Okay. Wait, where did I stop that at? Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's one back. Something like that. That's how we're going to eat. I forgot what I heard the other note. Again. That's where we go. And now we're here. I told you, don't memorize it. Alright. 6 seconds in it, seconds. Da, da, da. I think I might stop here. That's my 10 seconds right there. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I was going to add that one last chord. Right back to this. All right. So I'm gonna stay at the. That's the chord there. Okay. All right, and that's the 7. Every one of these chords, just about that I played, is in my book. When I go to the Marvin Sapp Blue, you saw the best of me. All right, E flat major 9. Okay, from this voicing, of course, I took them from chapter 18. And of course, chapter 2 is my major chord, B flat, or chapter 3, my minor chord, and put them both together. And now I have a B flat major 6 chord, which is going to be a 2nd edition chord book, right? So, but this a E flat major 6, major 9 chord. Then we took the perfect 5th from chapter 18. And then we took this is the F 2nd, and this, because of the G, makes you play a G7 chord. It doesn't matter what I'm doing in the left hand because it's going to be repeating the top note and the top note. That's why it's a G7. Oh, and then this is in the book, which is our major 7 with the flat 5. What is it, chapter 13? I might have the numbers off with it, but it's in the book. So let's go to it. Chapter 13, I want to say. Am I wrong or am I right? Ooh, I was close. Chapter 14. Right, chapter 14. Major 9 or major... we have the major 9, just in chapter 9, by the way. All the chords in chapter 9. Chapter 9, C major 9, D flat major 9, D major 9, E major 9, which y'all heard this voicing or version or. And so, chapter 9, y'all. Flat major 9, E major 9, right? F major 9, move. Playing the F major 9, D diminished 7, chapter 3. All right, E flat 6 is not in my book. However, the reason why I discovered it was because it's the C minor chord in chapter 3. And well, yes. If I split the hand or whatever, then we're talking about the minor third in the C scale, by the way. So a lot of times I take off the bottom and we have an E flat major 6 chord, which also will be in my next book from different. You guys heard that song? See that same chord? Remember from earlier? A flat major 9, or if I want the 13, and E flat at 2. What? Yeah. C minor 7 to B flat 6. Remember, it's the same thing that I just did with the E flat move. The E flat major 6. It's just me moving a note. Moving a note. A flat at 2. I forgot the name of this song. Gyra. Something about Gyra. Because we're going to 6 to the 5, to the 4, to the 1. And then he repeats it here, but he brings it inside. Then he switch up and go to the 5. To the 1. I might throw my spin and take you to a little whatever move I want to go to, because we might call it the black way. Somebody say play it the black way. The Church of God in Christ. I don't know, just different route. So every move I'm doing is from the book, y'all. Because I'm using chapter 8 to think of my major 6, perfect 5th, and perfect 4. 7 sus 4 chord. Alright, a D flat second inversion. Thank you for minor 7. Listen, this is me holding A flat the whole time. A flat 6. Alright, A flat perfect 5th, perfect 4th. Back to it. This time we're going to the A flat minor 7. Back down again. Major 6. Then now we need to go somewhere. Minor 3rd. Tritone. Or diminished. 2 tritones create diminished. And then B flat minor, which I'm heading to the E flat minor, right? Root verse 7. But I'm using the last chapter number 18, dissonance or intervals or cluster moves. So if you understand to do this, you can be able to play anything. I'm just using all the notes. Because I understand now what I'm somewhat doing. I don't understand every single thing, but the little things that I figure and I hear musicians do. Or nobody. And I'm doing an inversion. 7, sharp 9, sharp 5, and if I take the one off the E, now I'm playing the A flat and 2, whichever sounds pretty to the ear. Tritones, and making me play the sus chords, alright? Or the perfect fifth, or the perfect fourth, perfect fifth. Then you have these sus. And the sus 4, I can play with this all day. And the 7 sus 4 chord. And keep transposing. So, every chord I'm putting y'all is going to be in the play by sight. Yes, edition number 2 coming soon. Get your copy now. Edition number 1. I've accomplished my little baby goal over here with this song. Over here, this what I've been working with. And again, I can go to any type of other songs and learn other types of songs, listen to it, and see what is going on in the song. It's not hard, it's not as easy, but I got the concept behind the madness, and play by sight will help you and you and you and you and us to understand some of the concept behind the madness. Like what in the hammer hocks is these musicians actually. We stop right there. The whole song, the whole entire chord progressions in the song is in play side. B major. You could add the 2 if you want to. Sharp minor. If you want to add the 2, it would be a C sharp minor, add 2. Wait a minute. I'm hitting something over here. What's that sound? Why is it doing that? What? Who did I hit? Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. I think that's up. Okay. What did I hit? I hear it doing something. Why is it doing that? Who is that? Where's that at? Who's doing that? Where am I getting the sound from? Hold on. Where am I getting that extra sound from? Okay, hold on. All right. Okay. B add 2. C sharp minor if you want to add the 2. And we got the sus 2 chord. This is chapter 2. Chapter 3. Chapter 2. And then we got chapter, what we said our sus chord was? Chapter 5. And because we're going, the key scale is E, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So I'm thinking 5, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 up. That's what I'm thinking. 5, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 up. I love you. Minor chord. So I'm like, oh. That's a 4 up. Which is, you playing, I'm sorry, we going before we go to the 4. That's 6, 9. I love you, Lord. Forgot that. That's the A sharp minor 7 with the 5. I told y'all if I was, all the chords I played them, if you listen to them, Those are the major 7 flat 5. And they just played the minor flat 5. Right? We play the minor chord. I promise you, you're gonna hear these voicing. You have to understand. There it is. I love you. If you practice them, there it is. It's the since we're in E, the A sharp diminished, A sharp minor 7 with a 5. It's in the book all day, every chord, every chord. Now you do this little chromatic. It's just a 12 note. Chromatic going up, chromatic going back. So I'm like, oh. Right? He's going to the 4. It's a 6-9, A6-9. Right? Now we're going to 4 up. Sharp 4 if y'all want to call it. It's the minor 7 flat 5. He's doing the chromatic move. 4.5 to the 4, to the 3, to the 2.5, back up to the 4.5, and then you're gonna bring back down to the 2.5. It's the G tritone, and then he's gonna half step back that to the F sharp tritone. However, we're playing a minor chord with that. Makes you play a. What was the chord I just said 2 seconds ago? If you transpose this, it's a F sharp minor 7 with a 5. Oh, when earlier I just told y'all a B, I'm sorry, A minor 7 with the flat 5. Now we're doing an F sharp. F sharp transpose the other chord. Oh, remember it's the minor chord with a tritone. What? Yeah, a minor chord with a tritone. Any tritone you play and you put a minor chord with it, it's going to be your minor 7 with the flat 5. So, I love you. F sharp minor 7 with the flat 5. Then we're going to go back to the C sharp minor 7, C sharp minor. Forever. Well, I guess we're going to have to call this D sharp minor to the E flat minor, D sharp minor. And then there's the tritone again, the tritone, and then we have the perfect fifth. Then we have A at 2, back to that same chord from the beginning. B at 2, A at 2, B at 2 inversion. Alright, E major 9, D at 2, E. That's the walk up. Back to the same chord we played earlier. This is the 6-9 move. Right back to that diminished minor 7 flat 5. So yeah. Forever, butter. Now walk up. 6, 5, 6, 7, 1, 6 up, 1, right, to the 4, 4 up. Now you're going to change up the move and do a diminished move. Bench. We use the 2 hands to do it. So G diminished 7 and F sharp diminished 7. And then we're flickering off of that C sharp minor chord, which makes you play an E major add 2. The same thing here, playing the outer notes, we're playing the F sharp 6-9. Try top, the major 7 for the flat 5 all day in the play by the side book. Y'all already know what chapter it is in. I told you, I think it's 12. Repeat this A major chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 2 all day, chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 2. Secret sauce chord, chapter 5. What we doing? I said, this is your A69 chord. Right, and back to that 7 flat 5, and then go do that diminished move, double up this time. G diminished 7, F sharp diminished 7. Repeat that same move forever by tritone. I told you, tritone. My book is structured major, minor, augmented, major, minor, augmented, F7 with the sharp 5, major sharp 5, diminished 7, dominant chord, major 7, sus 2, sus 4, 7 sus 4 chord, and our tritones. That's how I'm figuring this out. I'm like, oh, this is not as difficult as it might appear. Yes, you repeat it. Major, 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 major. Again. Oh, but the track the bottom, and then kind of let you know I'm heading out. Back to that major move, major move, major move, major move, major move. Then, oh, so major move, major move, major move. Now he hit you with the 6/9, E6/9 at this part. Here we come again. That's when he. Now that's when he gonna switch up and hit with that same chord, but he gonna put it in the left hand. We give glory to God, which turned out to be a F sharp add 2, of course, in that little movement actually, but. So you hear? So you can go like a F sharp add 2. That makes you play the minor of a D sharp minor 7 with 11. And go back to the A at 2. We give glory. We give glory to God. Remember that chord earlier, which was the minor 6 minor 6 chord. But now this time we're using the tritone. We give glory to God. I'm using a D major chord with that C sharp minor chord at the top. So now we give you that 6/9 E9. We give glory to God. Tritone went up. Yeah, you gotta hear this stuff. That's how we give. I know y'all. There you go. Took me right back to that minor 6 chord from earlier. We give to B major double up. Remember root position. Now we switch into position. Inversion. We switch into position of the inversion. And back to the root. To the first inversion. Second double up. You're gonna hear this type of stuff in music. So y'all get prepared for it. I'm trying to get y'all prepared for it. Get the book. Play by it. I promise you, you will not regret it. You're gonna thank me later. So yeah, so you we give glory to God. Yeah, he hit that minor chord again, and then take you to the B major chord. That's how we give. And take it back to that. That is just you melody line on the E major chord, but it is a 6/9 chord until you move the note. So in the beginning, it's E flat 6/9, E flat major 9, and E flat add 2, E flat add 2, E flat add 2. Now by the time I start coming back to the E chord, with an A chord. So this is gonna be A chord. Then this is gonna be A major with the flat 5 and A major. So that's what he's doing. I like to do the A major add. I'm just adding the 2 to it for flavor because I'm doing that with the E chord, and I'm gonna do it with the A chord. So this is just basically we coming back in reverse. A add 2, A add 2 with the sharp 11, sharp 11, and A add 2 basically. So we right, and then go back to it. Right now we're going through that same chord that we played before, which is the 6/9, minor 6/9. Now you're going. Now you're gonna take you to a little moving the finger. Right, the minor 6. Now we're playing the E major 13 sharp 11. Because each time, I'm sorry, correction. Minor 6. Then 6/9, E 6/9 7. There we go. And then this is the minor 7 with the flat 5. Remember from earlier. Add 11. Okay, and so we already know that the minor 7 with the flat 5, but this is the one with the add with the 11. That's going on my next book with add the 11, or we could add the flat 13. So that actually going on to the next book. All right, the major 13 with the sharp 11 on the next book. And then this is the preacher chord. This is the minor 7. This is the minor 11 with 5. Woo! Normally you hear it. Oh Lord! And if you understand your tritone, you can count from the bottom note of the tritone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. And now you're gonna get that chord that I told y'all earlier on. Remember we have the C major chord, sharp to 5. Alright, and then we have our 7, it's the C major 7 with the sharp 5. Because of the tritone of the C here, and you count 6 notes back. That's the minor 11 flat 5. Then we count after the F sharp, 4, 5, 6. You have the C major 7 with the flat 5, sharp 5. And earlier, it would just be the minor 11 flat 5. So now we're moving those voices up top of the key. It's the minor 7, minor 11 flat 5. I'm like, what? It's the preacher chord. And sometimes my finger wants to go for the F. Give it flavor. And that's accidental. Oops. All right, so yeah. Accident. The minor second. Just give you extra flavor, that's all. Yeah, I heard that. And then it's gonna take you to the chord in the F sharp, which is the 1. Even though we're in E, this could actually be him moving to the 3 in E to the 2 in E. Now, some of us might say, well, if we was in F, C, D flat, we would have said it was on the 5. and we're going to the floor. And some of y'all would say, well, if we was in sharp or G flat, it's the 1, and then we headed to the 2, 3. However y'all want to play around with this. At the end of the day, those chords will fall in specific keys, unspecific numbers if you learn your number system, which I told y'all, which is, or if I didn't tell y'all, I'm about to say it now before I forget, is chapter number 1. Learn your scales in chapter number 1, and the number system in chapter number 1 is the very first chapter that you must learn to do if you're especially a beginner musician. You must give it up for Kelly. Kelly was the one who put this chart together. I'm the one who spearheaded this though. But learn your number system and the notes, scale notes that goes with it. It's here in the book, Play by Sight. Sit on your keyboard and start learn your number system. All 12 keys, all right? Okay. It's almost 1 o'clock. I need to go to the dog because I heard it was gonna be 100 and something, so I don't want my dog to be out suffocating out there. My big boy, my beastie beast. And before I do that, oops, I opened up the wrong folder. Let me go check on him. I don't feel as it's hot in here because normally I will. Usually feel that it's really hot in here and I'll be all sweated out and everything. But let me see here. Where is that little thing? Let me see the weather. Where is it? Do I have that on here? I thought I sworn to seen it somewhere. Where is it? I thought I had it on here. Oh, there it is. Let me see what it. Let me see what the. Let me see. Oh, I punched the wrong one. How did I do that? Weather. Here we go. Let me see how warm it is right now. California. Take that off of here. For where we at now? It is 1 o'clock now, so it's peaking out at 9. Let me go get my beast. He's probably out there. So we're supposed to peak out at 103 today, and so let me go get him right now because it's 94. So let me go get him. So I'll catch y'all later. I don't want to be on here, be selfish, and let my dog be out there burning up and all that. That's not cool. So catch y'all later on the next videos, YouTube and TikTok. What up? All right, y'all. Remember, Play by Sight. Grab your copy from Bishop Drake Clark, hotchords.info. Bishop Drake hotchords.info.
Here's what I found.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Get off of here. Bye. Thank you. Oh my, she be listening. Bishop Drake hotchords.info, or you can go right directly to Amazon and purchase your copy there and have your copy so you can practice and study this stuff so that you can have it underneath your fingertips, at your disposal when you need it. And it will help avoid having to beg other musicians to show you what they're doing, and especially if you got cats that just don't want to show you what they're doing, because yeah, it is what it is. Don't want to do it? I got y'all. I got y'all back. Ooh, I got y'all. All right, peace and love and Corbin. Let me go get my dog, and I'll catch y'all later. One love, one love, love.